Just wanted to touch today on the what I like to call the green rush, and I've heard it called. I didn't coin that term, but anyways, a lot of people aren't fully aware, unless you're paying really close attention to Toking points, that marijuana trades for about 10 times the price of silver. And you may disbelieve that at first, but let's do some fact checking here. Medicinal grade marijuana trades for around $300 an ounce, give or take. Obviously less in high volumes and more in small volumes. Silver consistently, I haven't checked the market price lately, but it consistently trades for just around $30 an ounce. Now, answer this question. Should a precious metal ever trade at 1/10 the price of a plant that anyone could produce anywhere? Absolutely not, clearly. But the fact is that with the huge penalties that we tack onto any sort of production or distribution of this plant, we're limiting supply outrageously, and the only people willing to do the supplying outside of medicinal states, which really are actually doing a lot of good for the market, are criminals, Mexican cartels, people who are ruining our national parks growing. It's a huge problem, and people oftentimes, one of the things people use against legalization, even users and enthusiasts are they don't want it taxed because they're afraid that they're going to pay more. Now, clearly, there's a huge economic fallacy there that needs to be addressed. You're never going to pay more for illegal marijuana than you do now. Absolutely not. Something that, like I just said, trades for 10 times the price of silver. Are you kidding me? Do you know the percentage of tax that you'd have to tack on top of that at a regular market price to pay anywhere near what we pay now? I mean, the fact that a gram of a plant could cost $15. Imagine if I went out and picked a gram of corn. Is anyone going to pay $1 for it? No. I mean, an ear costs, I don't know what an ear of corn costs or how much it weighs, but just think of the ridiculousness of that. So picture a legal market where the supply is allowed to catch up with the demand. I mean, in a regulated manner, because it's still something that people go kind of nuts about, but still you're not going to be paying $300 an ounce for anything, nor should you. So we really need to take the production and distribution out of the hands of criminals and put it into the hands of law-abiding citizens in regulated markets. It's common sense. It's common economic sense. I think I even saw a really clever billboard. I think it said, "Prohibition's days are limited by economics." And that's the cold hard truth. It's not just about the money, the gross amount of money spent and lost overall in state expenditures, but just the fact that each individual criminal organization is making millions or hundreds of millions or thousands, depending on their size, producing something that is very cheap to produce and everybody could essentially produce themselves without barely any harm involved. So also, I just wanted to comment that I'd really like to see with legalization it go more the route of the craft beer and wine industries, where quality isn't sacrificed, less so than the tobacco industry, where there's people with these dire fears of Marlboro greens and fields of green. I think that would be a shame, and all it would do would make our product much more harmful with additives that they'd put in, and would give the other side ammunition to kind of fire back and say, look at how well this didn't work. So a little off topic with that, but I did want to address the economic thing, just the huge fallacy. It's Econ 101, supply and demand, and the fact that we're choking our supply so severely for a demand that's relatively inelastic and not harmful in the first place anyways, is a real tragedy. So, clearly legalize pot, legalize the production of it, legalize the distribution of it in a regulated market, and tax it if you need to at rates similar to other goods. So that's today's bit for you. Thanks.